Ask those questions. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Economic Development and Culture Committee. Didn't even get a moment to catch my breath. It is 6:32, and we are going to start right into it. Unfortunately, last month we did not have quorum, so we have quite a little bit to do. But it'll be nice and easy breezy. We're gonna work our way through it. Some ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. CB about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participants. I mean, I know it, but I don't know that well. Keep blinking, Angel.
Oh, I'm not sure. So.
And you will find the raise hand function there. Members should not engage in back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions or comments brief and on topic of the discussion. Members of the public, if you have questions or comments about the subject on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. All right, we're going to do call to order. We're going to do roll call.
Members, when I call your name, please answer present. Jose Altamirano.
Present.
Marcel Bondima.
Present.
Rosa Diaz.
Present.
Samantha Pedreiro. She's online. Yeah. Carolyn Piercy. Betty Torres.
He is excused. He won't be able to make it.
Anne-Marie Vasquez.
Present.
Nye Whitaker.
Might be online, she said.
Agatha White.
Present.
Yeah,
Thank you. Great.
Sorry, Tim Pedrero is present.
So many noises, I don't know it's the door.
I'm like,
I keep thinking it's the door. I'm almost about to walk to the door. All right, so we're going to continue with our agenda. Do we have any informational updates? Do we have anyone here for informational updates? Union settlement or anyone online? Carrie? If not, then
I have an announcement.
let's do an announcement now. Jessica Morris is here, fellow board member and current chair of electoral. I forget the rest of the election.
Thank you, Jose. Good to see you. Thank you very much for again giving me a couple of minutes of your time tonight. I know that some of you at the table have already heard from me relative to announcement about Committee Board 11's election cycle. Currently, we are in an open nomination period, which opened October 3rd, a couple of weeks ago, and will continue through the adjournment of full board next Tuesday. So if you've not already made a nomination and you're thinking that you might like to, please don't hesitate. Consider fellow board members and their capacity to potentially lead the board and engage in the process of the election. So we also upcoming will have a candidate forum, finalizing details, nailing down a date and place. Really close to being able to let you all know when and where that will take place. So hoping it will fit in with your schedule to be able to hear from some of the candidates before the election, which will take place in full board in November. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. And the sooner you get the nomination in, the better, ideally. Though traditionally the nominations period had closed before the start of business at full board. But we made a shift for better or worse in this cycle. So we'll see how it goes. And if the slate changes, everybody will be informed about that. So thank you, Jose, for a couple minutes here. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And there are nomination forms on the table. 3-part. 1, you nominate. 2, the nomination is either accepted or declined. 3, it is confirmed, acknowledged by the elections committee. So it takes a little bit of back and forth, pushing paper around, but we're doing our best to make sure that everybody's on board with advancing leadership collectively, no matter who wins.
And are you? Question?
Yeah, where are we dropping these off? Oh, I need one more.
Very good. I'm here until you're done.
Okay, great.
Is the information shared as to who were the nominees before the period is closed? Or we only find out who's nominated after it's been closed and there's a.
Thank you for your question, Jason. Per our bylaws, we are required to make the current list of nominees available at all times to board members during the nominations period. In the email that circulated announcing the period at the bottom, the last sentence says, current list of nominees, click here. There's a link, you can click on it, and it gives a timestamp as to when it was updated. So because of the sign-offs process and that we are observing sign, countersign being different than the elections committee member who actually processes and receives the nomination, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, but keep checking and it should be up to date through that link, which we're gonna set an update the next couple of days, so we'll get the link again.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Jessica? And just to clarify, we have until the actual board meeting.
Adjournment of full board next Tuesday, correct?
So there will be nominations on the floor or just?
Same process, the nomination needs to be made and accepted and given to elections either by paper or timestamped through email.
So there's no like vocal floor, it's still by paper, correct?
Correct. The only way to make a nomination is either a hard copy of the nomination statement form or the digital, either a PDF or a Word document or a Google Doc of the same form sent to CB11elections@gmail.com.
Just for someone that have been here longer, there used to be like at the full board, they would do like nominations at the, like very vocal, and I nominate this person, they would accept it there. But this time our procedure is a little different, just so that everyone's aware of how they want to do it.
Those forms need to be, see where it says insert name, you need to blank that out so we can write it in underline.
I just don't
I have to
know.
put it on the side or on top because
Oh, here?
Yeah.
I hear you.
it says insert name, insert date, and there's no space. I put it on top, but it's more professional.
We'll accept it, you are correct. If
Okay,
it's digital, you can do,
right,
but
but not, yeah,
what you did is good enough.
All right.
Thank you, Anne Marie,
you're welcome,
and thank you for the suggestion.
no problem.
Okay, so just to clarify again, we have until end of full board but it will be physical, so I'm sure that Just Warrants will have physical copies that day. And if anyone else wants to nominate. And I
Can
guess-
be, right, and can be given to any elections committee member, thank you, Rosa. The elections committee is comprised of myself, Russell Schuler, Pascal Hanu, Kyoka Jackson, and John Green. So, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out or send an email to the elections email, and we're happy to respond. The more active and engaged, and hopefully get that save the date out in the newsletter this Friday, and your inbox, to make sure that as many people who can participate in getting to know the candidates and engaging with one another about what matters here.
Okay.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you for coming and for like, it's very important, this is always great. It's just new, it's the first time that it's been done to every committee, which I enjoy and like, so it's good
It's
to
my
have.
campaign, yeah,
It's
exactly.
good to have good innovations. Okay, so we're gonna move forward now we'll go back to information updates. Is there anyone online for information updates? Because there isn't, we won't cry about it. No? Angel, I can't see online, so everything's fine. I can't read your mind either.
No.
Okay, great. Perfect. All right, so let's walk into our discussion of the night, which is what district needs. We're gonna pump this all into one committee, because it's the last committee. But it's gonna be very smooth. We don't have, you think you can put it online so everybody can see it?
Printed it out,
Oh,
right?
you printed it out, even better. So efficient. This is why we're honored and privileged to have Angel Miss game with us. Okay.
Look at his face.
So, capital, budget priorities, we will also be ranking tonight, is that correct, Angel?
Yes, by agency.
Five agencies. For both, capital and expense?
Yes.
All right, let's get to it then. We're gonna read them through so that everyone's aware and feel comfortable.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Our community request is invest in infrastructure to support growth in commercial business districts. For the explanation, major investments should be allocated to build a major transit hub on 125th Street connected to Lexington Avenue Union Line, future Second Avenue subway and Metro North in a way similar to the Fulton Station, Brooklyn Atlantic Station, and Grand Central Manhattan. 125th Street is a strategic location that connects the railroad buses to the airport and multiple lines of subway stations. This structure should also include commercial retail space and performance space. And by what they mean, not just above ground, but they're also meaning like underground. They would like to like kind of do something like they do in Tokyo, where they have like a lot of commercial spaces underground, but it's just a hope and a dream. Agency response, agency support cannot accommodate recent requests, explanation, further study by the agency if the request is needed, which is basically telling us like, try again. But it is important, they also didn't say no or remove. The staff notes right after that, they say keep. Obviously, this is something that is very important to the community as we go into second phase of the subway.
Second Avenue,
Q line, right? Q line.
Second Avenue subway station.
Second subway. It is a Q, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And hopefully we can deal with all the political craziness that's happening and get our funding for that, because we were very, very close and now we're moving forward. So, this is still probably ranked number one, unless anyone, we could always go back to rankings at the end, but so far this was our number one rank
It
last
was. I don't see why it should change.
year. But it's, you know.
I'm sorry,
it's-
there's, there's a 2 after,
It could be, those are like
Economic
suggestions,
Development
rank
Corporation.
1 or 2.
when I know, but you see this 2 up here?
One would be
What was
like-
that from last year? We
No,
ranked
it's just saying that there's 2 requests for EDC.
Okay. All right,
And we will be ranking by, so this agency is EDC. So that we're aware. It's a
EDC.
little economic development, forget the last word. Well, I forgot to say, we're joined by Danbria, a rare honor and privilege, a fellow board member. We walked here together and then who's that friend? Oh, we're good friends. Or maybe a bunch of angels went to
That's what you do here.
So we appreciate them being here with us. Okay, so that one's EDC. Next one is, have a request for EDC, provide additional funding to support advancement of current and future phases in accordance with the 2017 Marqueta redevelopment vision plan, including any immediate improvement needed for present day function, operations, and a meeting with citywide sustainability goals. Sorry, English is my second language. Sometimes something gets me. Agency response, OMB supports the agency position as follows. Agency supports but cannot accommodate, resubmit a request, explanation. New York EDC is currently focused on the design and renovation of La Placita and the public market as recommended by the Friends of La Marqueta. The suggestion is to keep. And also EDC. And that was because of the construction that was going on here. They got a new roof and I'm not sure where they're currently at because that construction is really kind of good. I gotta pass by there. But it's always been a very important project for us in the community, which is our capital request. And we're gonna keep going. So those are the only 2 from, this is great, because there's not gonna be a big fight. This is a different Department of Cultural Affairs. Committee request, renovate or upgrade an existing cultural facility. So the commission is provide funding for infrastructure, lighting, sound, and handicap accessibility improvements in local theaters such as PS 109 Art Space, Poets Den, Chateau Javiera Theater, Julia de Burgos Community Center. Community theater thrives in the city like no other place in the world, seeing the positive impact that it can have on our youth, seniors, area business, community identity is an energizing experience. DCLA must allocate funding, invest time and effort into the ongoing challenges to activate the underutilized theaters in East Harlem. For example, at least 3 nights a week and generate untapped revenue that can benefit East Harlem greatly. Together, we must continue to raise the bar and have the positive impact that theater education and participation bring to a community like ours. Their response was, for more information, please contact the agency. Interesting. Which we will be doing. So, East Harlem has always been robust in its artistics, and so it would be great if something like this could be accomplished. And currently, I don't know where the standing of the Julia de Burgos is. It's there, but it's just like a very.
Didn't they, sorry,
Yeah, it's fine.
didn't they just like allocate money for Julia del Burgos?
But
Shouldn't
no
they
one
put
is
them,
really like, I'm not sure who's in charge. It was the Snack Federation for a
They're
while.
gone, they left.
I know they left, so I'm not really sure where it's.
Didn't they come last year and do a presentation?
Yeah, but I'm not sure exactly where we are with it. But it's good, because we can then do some research to see if we can help this along in whatever process. We had a board member that was very gung ho and would take over this committee with the theater project. And, I think for health reasons, but we'd like to continue because it is a great overall project to support. Next one is our New York Public Library committee request of the capital budget request for the MRPL. Provide through the city's 10-year capital plan process so the libraries can address unfunded capital needs. MRPL will continue working with the mayor, speakers, city council, borough president, and local elected officials to upgrade and maintain our buildings. Response was further studied by the agency. Request is needed. Doesn't take a position. And the reason that the staff recommendation is to remove is because both of them have undergone substantial rehabilitation. Like it's, I don't think Aguilar is finished yet, but we went to the ribbon cutting on 125th Street. They're beautiful, very nice. And then this capital is more for actual physical changes. The funding in which we'll go to next, which is in expenses, because obviously as beautiful as a library can be, I'm a big library. As a kid, I spent a lot of time in that 125th Street library. And, I at first wanted to keep this because I was under the misinterpretation, but this is more for physical. We do have budget requests for planning and, what's the word I want to use?
For expenses.
No, not the expense, for the programming. For the programming of the library, to have people there teaching and to have other things there which are necessary. Because obviously libraries are changing as we more and more books go digital. A lot of kids now go to school and they're getting laptops and almost everything is going in that particular way, even though I still enjoy reading a copy book. Okay, so for that one, we are putting to remove. Is everyone with our guest? Let's do it like that so we're all comfortable removing that. Because it's already been done, pretty much. Even though Aguilar is not finished, but everything is there and it will be there. All right, so Angel will be removing that last one. And then the only one we have to rank with NBC would be the two, which is our main one is the request for 125th Street. And the second one would be La Marqueta, and I'd like to know if anyone feels any way in terms of their ranking, or we keep the ranking in that particular order. I could go either way, just so you know. I don't think it'll change much, but I don't want you guys to overthink it. If you want to put La Marqueta first.
Can you, I'm sorry, can I say something? I don't think everyone knows not everyone, but some of us don't know what to do. You say rank it, 1 and 2. What is 1? What does 1 mean? What does 2 mean? Why is it 2?
So the budget requests traditionally from community boards were submitted as a big group. So the community board would have 25 or so capital requests, 125 or so, whatever number it was, expense requests. And it was the responsibility of each community board to submit those in a prioritized order. So they would rank them, like, we want this one the most and whatever. There's been a change this year that community boards have been seeking for many years, based on board feedback, that boards were concerned that, for example, a request was ranked 25 out of 25, number 25, that it wouldn't be getting as much attention, right? So they had asked DCP, who organizes this process, can we rank them by agency? And this year, finally, they were able to do that. So now when you're being asked to rank them, you're ranking them by agency, so like EDC is just getting, from community board 11, 2 requests, 1, 2. So which one you prioritize over the other, that's it. That makes sense?
Yes,
That does make sense.
yeah, because last year we did that long,
The longer list,
The longer
yeah,
list.
we've been asking for a while, they weren't able to do it before, and now they've finally been able to figure it out, and now we're able to do it.
That way, and why that request is done that way is because people felt that you were getting lost. Just that 25th one, like you said, it's not that it wasn't important, but then when you rank it in that particular order, it looked less important. Right?
And even though we were sending that long list, the requests were still being sent to the agency specifically. So even if we had, let's say, for example, number 40 something in the ranking, that full folder ranking, we only had one for MOPJ, for the Mayor's Office for Criminal Justice, right? They're only getting that one. They don't care that it says 50 on it. So if that was always the case, it's just that now our submission process matches what the case was before.
okay, I understand that now.
So both of these go to EDC
Okay, so what about, it says here rank 1 and 2?
because they could either rank 1 or 2. It's up to us here to decide
Decide
which
which
of
is
the two
more-
rankings. Because they both go to the same agency, and we have to give them a ranking within the same agency. So we would
So are
basically
you-
choose which
So
one.
we're ranking 8 and 10 and 15?
Which one we
The
think
first
is
Mhm.
one?
Either
and
15.
which
So,
one would be two?
okay, so either be 1 or 2, I see,
Mhm.
I understand now, thank you.
We have La Marqueta, which can be a more immediate capital request because something can be done more. Like you can weigh them both ways. The bigger project is obviously the connection with 125th Street, but that is also somewhat out of our control because it depends a lot on funding, federal funding, state funding. So
There are more
But it's
things
still
that,
pending.
and
so
so
it should
many
be like
funding.
a-
Sometimes they tell us like we're on that path for range, and sometimes they're like, yo, we got it all, we're ready to go. And sometimes they're like, yeah. And look, it took a very long time for the first phase to get done. And we probably approximate that it'll take some time for the second phase, unless Angel knows something I don't know as a reason.
I don't know.
It's still very like out in the open, right?
It's just 2, let's not talk about this too much.
Yeah.
It's just 2.
Yeah, so
1, 2, or 2, 1.
Yeah,
one La Marqueta and two Trinidad.
There we go. Everybody's good with Marqueta 1 and 2?
Marqueta 1, because I can see that happening faster,
Yeah.
Marqueta 1,
the other one. And then this one too.
there we go.
perfect.
Next.
I just wanted clarification because I don't remember that long process, and she's new, right? This
Yeah,
lady,
I
right? Right, so I wanted to,
It's okay.
for her to
Yeah, no,
understand.
it was a good question. yeah.
Okay, good.
And anytime we need any clarification, that's what we're here for. We're not in a rush. We got here on time, you guys were here before me, so it's even better. And it's not even 30 minutes yet, so we are, and we're kind of halfway through.
Yes, let's go.
So we have this now, expenses, and then we'll do the narrative, which will approve it, and, there may be some minor changes. So let's go through this now. So the expense budgets, right? SBS, we're just gonna start with SBS. Many requests, provide or expand occupational skills training programs. Allocate funding for more workforce development programs to provide certification, technical training, career development in growing industries. Funding should also be allocated to create incentives for participation and improve outreach. East Harlem has a higher unemployment rate than than Manhattan and the city as a whole. So it is an issue within the community. SBS's response is agency supports and can accommodate remove requests. Explanation, SBS already has an array of citywide training programs that are designed to meet community needs and industry demand. SBM can conduct targeted outreach to promote training programs and recruitment, open applications to Workforce One Center, and centralized outreach team. SBS will continue promoting training programs, recruitment, open application, and continue to promote services to our nearby Workforce One Center, which is right here on 125th Street. Vinny, who's part of Workforce One, couldn't be here tonight, but it would have been great to have them. But they are very active. So the agency is asking us to remove this, and the staff is also asking us to remove this. So,
I just think that these programs need more marketing in the community.
that's
They're here,
actually-
but a lot of people don't know they're here.
So remember, this isn't for marketing, this is actually, we're asking for the more budget, but they're, what
No, no, I'm
they're telling us is, they're giving, the budget is there.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree, which is something like, because sometimes we've been having issues with what to do with this particular committee. We've been having this issue, like what to focus on, because it's hard, economic development, right? Sometimes it's within, a little outside of our field of view, because most of it is private or employment or small businesses, we try to help them as best we can, but there's a limit, and it's very hard times for most small businesses.
So maybe we can
But
help
maybe promoting
marketing,
would be the
promoting.
The
way to do
promotion,
it.
definitely.
promoting these
Which we
programs.
can talk about, I don't want to go too far into it, but promoting these SBS programs. This is something that we can put for next month's agenda so that we can then try to narrow it
I'm
down.
confused.
Yeah.
So why does it say, why are they recommended that we remove it?
Because they already gave the budget. So remember, this is a budget request. So what they're saying is that we're already doing this and they're explaining how and why, and their primary way of doing this is actually Workforce Once, which Vinny and Jason, who are on our board, also work within Workforce Once. They're pretty active.
In other words, the programs already exist and they're getting
Yeah,
money.
so for instance, if you had someone or cousin nephew and they wanted to get OSHA training, like you send them to Vinny, and he will get them the OSHA training and put them in a path where he's not just making job to like live pay by check, paycheck to paycheck, but really like have a career. You know, and I've seen them do it, like they, construction, obviously depending on the person, can have a variety of ways to like navigate. But they do a lot of training, but that is good, and I think what we can do is ask Workforce One to present for us.
That would be great.
Yes.
Do you mean,
That way we
sorry,
can not get Vinny here, you see, that would be perfect.
point of clarification,
Yes.
Vinny
Jessica?
is positive workforce.
Yes, correct.
Positive workforce, yes, I'm sorry,
And workforce on there
Something
didn't
with
get
that.
You mean positive workforce?
positive workforce.
But you could also have Workforce One here too.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
There was another program one time that presented
I'm always confused.
a couple
Thank you
months
for that,
ago,
Jessica.
last year, remember? Like by 104th Street,
Yes,
that's the name of the program. There was another program too that helped with
they offer different services,
employment.
tax services.
Yes, they were,
Got the name.
I forget the name, but they were here and they were a city program.
A
and
111 or something like
They were
that.
giving free taxes. and
Yeah.
Within there,
Something
we're gonna
stop,
look
is
in
it
the,
stop?
I got
No.
this
Think
phone
so.
number
Korea
somewhere.
stuff. Oh.
I forget, but they came twice last
Yeah.
year, and they were at full
Because
board,
remember, we didn't have corn the first
Yes.
time, then they came back.
and they
then
came to full board,
Mhm.
yes.
So maybe we can get them to give a presentation. I forget their name, which is terrible. I'm terrible with names.
I'm better with faces.
Yeah, I could recognize them anywhere, but yeah. But okay, that'll be our to-do list for later. We're gonna continue to discuss it. So we're all good with removing this because obviously it's already been funding and we're
Yeah.
talking about funding.
Yes.
So we
So
writing
this
it
is,
down.
I'm just gonna be
Okay.
curious that we're removing things,
Is it
but
one
it's
stop?
okay. He'll be fine.
But you actually make sense there, I'm not gonna stop you.
Provide commercial lease support for business owners. Increase funds to support the commercial lease assistance program for outreach targeting East Harlem small businesses such as through connection to Union Settlement Small Business Incubator on East 116th Street. Agency supports and can accommodate, remove request, explanation. SBS will try to accommodate this issue with existing resources. We are always eager to reach more people through our commercial lease assistance program. SBS has a dedicated agency-wide outreach team and works with the community board on where we should conduct target outreach in the district. And yada, 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 yada. I don't have too much familiarity on how many people in our community are even getting us this kind of assistance.
Can I say something, a suggestion?
Sure.
I think this would be better for us to go out there and let the businesses know, hey, there are programs here. Here's their number, here's the contact. If you need anything, these are the persons you should reach out to. I think it's more of marketing again, all these programs, all these businesses.
So Union Settlement did something like this and presented and everything, with regards to, highlighting more businesses.
Well, their program was a little different. It was for new business that was first starting, and they were giving a certain amount of budget for someone who was taking like an empty storefront.
That was another, initiative, but I'm saying that they did,
They work closely with SBS, so it's very
Yeah.
possible that we're talking about the same thing. I would just be
that's why they
curious,
said we moved.
but the thing, Joe's not our usual liaison, that's why he's so cranky. But,
Stop already on the.
But I think, can I,
it's okay. But,
It's okay.
he's a big boy, he's alright. But he's, but Asia, like, do we have the information from SBS in regard to like how many people have participated, or do they
So
break it down?
we don't have it offhand, but SBS has worked with us in the past. Remember when, Melanie Farrell was our chair, we had organized this, small business outreach thing with SBS. They're always very eager to work with community boards.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, reaching out to them and then figuring out what the plan's gonna be. The challenge with small businesses, I forget which you just said this, is that small businesses are busy running their businesses. So getting them to attend an event or taking out, because they're cooking or building, whatever the hell it is. So you have to kind of go to them, right? Which is the great thing about what Michelle Cruz does at Union, like they do that outreach and other organizations like that. But, that's one person, 3 people, 4 people, whatever it is, like it needs to be, because this isn't a criticism. It needs to be like a constant thing. Like you're always engaging the businesses or as frequently as you can, One thought that I've had, because I've supported this committee in the past, is maybe Michelle already has this, or maybe the committee can work on this and create like, a 1-page or 2-page of just resources in multiple languages that can be dropped off. So maybe they're hearing from Union and they're hearing from Pepe and they're hearing from Louie and they're hearing from you guys as well. All the time, like here's a 1-pager on like resources that, because you're busy doing your business, you're not checking out what's available at the small business services, office. They offer a ton of stuff. The challenge, and we've heard this from businesses that have come and presented to the committee, is that they're tied up. They're busy.
Yeah, I've been helping to organize 116, and if the meeting wasn't on 116, it would never happen. Like we're actually meeting right
Right there.
there, and some we just pick a different business, and even then, like getting a small group of people together is like
That's a small business thing, right?
Yeah, I think, maybe if we can do some type of initiative,
Yeah, they
to the community for
they
and businesses. Yes, I hear about, passport. What is that? How do we do that? And SBS, they do that. They help you, they guide you, and also how to become MBW something,
Yeah.
something, thank you so much. Like a training, a
A certification.
certification, like training on how to do it, the process and everything, because all of that is very difficult. So maybe we can do some type of event or something that we bring them and then we, blast it out there and maybe businesses can come and learn. Or send a representative.
I think what we'll have to start, honestly, is taxes. I think most people, most of the small businesses, like, just, their taxes or their knowledge of what they need, and they end up having a hard time filling out all this information because they don't have. So we may have to kind of maybe do something with taxes, and like we can brainstorm about that later.
Can I just say, I agree with you when it comes to taxes, especially business. What I've noticed with these, business, what I've noticed and what I've learned, talking to business owners around here, they get taken as, I don't wanna say suckers, but fraud by people who are doing their taxes and they're not. And that's a big thing here in this community. There's people here act like they're doing these people's business, taxes and they're not. And then they're getting in trouble.
I agree.
And I know someone who does that in this neighborhood. So I think we need to definitely reach out, find out how to help them with these business
Because that's the
taxes,
first
or
thing that they're
find
gonna bring
legit
up.
people that are doing the right thing.
That they're concerned about.
No, like when you do
I have-
any of these programs, any certifications, they're gonna ask you for taxes.
There's a couple of businesses that have been taken as suckers by people here doing their taxes. in the business. I'm just gonna say
And
that.
then we have Danielle Sullivan.
Is that a member for this committee?
Yes,
I'll
Danielle.
let her go.
Hello.
Danielle.
Good afternoon. One second. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening. So I am Danielle Sullivan. I own a small business here in East Harlem. And just hearing you guys, I heard someone mention passport. And so that piqued my interest because during COVID, I became MWBE certified. And it was able to change the dynamic of my business. But I also noticed that many businesses in East Harlem is not. Um, and so you guys also mentioned about like how to engage businesses and tap into these resources, which I feel like I missed a meeting yesterday for youth development, but I feel like that's another issue with just resources um, being dispersed to underserved communities in general, is a lack of engagement, right? But being from this other side, being born and raised in East Harlem, someone who actively sought out resources as a young youth, just knowing the benefits of it, I just know like there's a disconnect between, um, getting them to step outside of them circumstances, right? Like we get them to step outside their circumstances. However, what I will say is that I have put on panel events. I have worked with a nonprofit, Eastside Soul, and we put on a women's financial event because I'm particularly in financial literacy and also business development. I would love to assist with helping businesses get MWBE certified and understanding that as well. And I also put on another event a couple years ago. It was for financial literacy. It was financial services, um, in particular towards businesses, right? So I had a panel of Black experts, from insurance to real estate to CPA. And it was like an intimate event where businesses came out and we talked about those things. So I would love to talk to you guys about curating an event, and that type of aspect, like whether it's a panel, but getting qualified people that wants to do the work, to help equip the businesses with finances or marketing or what have you, but figuring out a way to tap into the resources that are free through various organizations like Union Settlement or SBA, but also how to get the people to use the resources, right, so that they don't divert elsewhere and things like that. So would love to come in person. Didn't know that you could come in person. So hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Danielle. We look forward to working with you. And then?
I'm just, as a small business owner, I've been doing it a while, so I figured things out, but there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of, the city agencies, things aren't explained well, a business gets a violation, they're trying to get a permit, there's really nowhere where it's clear, you use their websites, they're very archaic, they're hard to figure out. I know one of the mayor candidates, I think it's Mamdani, is looking to cut red tape, so that's clearly something that, people running for mayor are gonna talk about. And I just think that, I think the challenge of this committee is not always knowing what agencies to get to the table, but when you look at it from that perspective, you can get almost any agency to that table, whether it's the fire inspector permits, the Department of Health, et cetera. I think not only to streamline services, it shouldn't be that hard to open a restaurant, shouldn't be that hard to get a license. So I think in addition to taxes, that would alleviate a lot of burden. It would make the barrier to entry of being a small business owner a lot easier and actually support people once they do. So,
Okay, so now that we've discussed this, and which is great, so I have a lot of lists here of things that we can have in the next couple of committees, because sometimes making this agenda, so we're gonna have pretty good agendas coming up. And in regards to this, now we have a staff recommendation to remove, and the agency is also coming up to remove because obviously this is currently within the existing resources. So do we have any opposition to actually moving this so that we can move forward? We're all fine, we're happy?
Yes.
All right, I'm removing this one.
Jose,
Yes.
do we have to read through everything or can we just?
I don't know, sometimes we gotta, I would prefer not to.
I would
Yeah.
prefer
I
that.
do, but a lot of times we like look at it because we're record, I'll refer to, the grandiose Angels.
I'm not sure, that's you, bro.
No, I know, the
We have
chair,
a
but I
lot.
just wanna make sure, like.
You don't have to.
Perfect.
Also because
It's
it's
a-
election, we don't have it. incorporated.
That's also the other thing.
Yeah.
We have 4 more, right?
Is anyone there that's not, everyone there is.
Wasn't an email to them? They should have it at the email.
There's no one from the public, so, alright.
Okay, so.
Alright, so our next one, we all see it, we love it, it's hard to do this without reading, that's all.
Just the committee request and the staff recommendation.
We'll do the explanation more, because the request is very broad,
Okay.
that's just how it goes. Fund nonprofits, the credible messengers and crime protection specialists. Particularly, we're talking about, our bid, now that we have a bid, which is still very exciting. With partnerships of Congress Center, activating the beneficial and positive workforce. Their support is that they can accommodate, their explanation is that this is awarded the bid already. The public realm grant is designed to enhance public spaces through interventions, group lighting, so basically what they're saying is that they have done this already.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be another straightforward, that's removed, everyone's happy, everyone's excited,
Bye.
perfect. Yes.
Just, so it was mentioned before that there are new members, just by way of explanation, in case new members don't understand the process. So the way that, if I may, the way that these categories are set up, like those in bold, is, it's reflecting the portal where we submit the requests, that's designed by the Department of City Planning. So, the committee request title and that language is from a drop-down menu, and then the committee explanation is the community board's language.
That happened a few years ago, so they basically allowed the staff had to kind of, which was, I mean, they got a hang of it now, but remember the first year.
Yeah, no, because like, some committees will be like, oh, why does the request read that way?
Yeah,
Like, I'm like, I understand, it's their thing.
Yeah.
That's why, like, typically, like, if I have to choose between the request explanation, I'll go to the explanation, because the request is just a drop-down tab, which is where it best fits.
So good. Good to know.
So we're moving.
So we're moving this,
Yes.
because they actually did it. They say that the city moves slow, but there's 3 that they actually already did. That bid was very exciting, I was very happy about that. All right, next one is the explanation is advanced with commercial organics requirement. This is interesting, I also have something later to talk about, because some businesses they got tickets, and I gotta bring this up to Angel and see if we can reach out to the city. Where even though they had the garbage outside, they still got tickets for having the garbages outside, which is strange. So now they wanted the garbage to be right in front of the business. I'm gonna send it to you too. They just sent it to me today. And my understanding is as long as you have your garbage can outside.
It's a timing thing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Depends what time, yeah.
yeah, there's a time frame, and if they do it outside or,
But the ticket wasn't because of timing, it was because instead of the garbage cans were closer to the sidewalk, they weren't right in front of the business. But some of these businesses are food related. So having these garbage cans right next to you where you eat isn't always as conductive, because this happened on 116 Second and Third. First they came and they gave tickets because the garbage cans weren't outside. Obviously, this is all to combat rats. This is like urban, so we're all for it. I got 2 of them, so that my garbage can is now outside. But now they're giving a ticket because it's not right in front of the business, so we're gonna have to get some clarity on that. But anyway, this request was, I'm sure, was asked to be removed because this was a, I think it should have been removed last year. And then we left it on just because we weren't clear as to the, so this is more for restaurants, I believe, right? Angel, do you remember on this one? But it was something to do with the commercial organics. It was more for restaurants, and and their explanation is support to accommodate, remove it, explain why, because they have a team that's already programming and educating on what the regulatory requirements are. So what our job will be to reach out to this best team and see if they are actually coming to the business for not just ticketing, but just for also like information and help with compliance. So everybody's good with removing this one as well?
Yes.
We are now on 35. Support immigrants, FWB, veteran-owned businesses, increase funding for the contract financing, loan funds to help MWBs win, start, and perform on city contracts. So they are accommodating and they're asking to remove, the explanation being 2024, they provided an additional 50 million in low interest loans for MWBs. And they also launched the New York City Funds Finder online capital marketplace. So basically, they actually they've been
Busy.
I like it. I like it. So we are all fine with removing this as well. And mind you, what we're going to do in the next couple of months, so this is our yearly, this will come back, is that we can then reach out to these agencies, and even though we're removing them, we can then find out how much of this is in East Harlem, and that's like how many, and then if we find that it's not really happening in East Harlem, they're not doing the work, we can have them come out. SBS, as you heard Angel, it's very proactive, but at any point, we can add these programs back, should we say that no one in our community is getting any of this. So, all right, we're removing this one as well. I think that removes almost entirely. SBS is kind of like gone now.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. We'll continue. Yeah, that's a great chunk.
Angel, do we have someone from SBS assigned to us?
They've come here in the past, they just come as a group.
But
they come.
they don't have designated people, right, for certain areas,
No,
it's just.
I think they come, I've seen 2 or 3
I've
of them
seen
come.
one time.
But we're gonna have them come in. All right, so we're gonna move on to the libraries. Here's what we spoke about earlier, which is, right, as beautiful as the libraries are, they need funding for extending hours, which is always good to have our kids in libraries instead of doing other things, library programs and collections. Increased funding, I think you guys pretty much see it, to expand opening hours to 7 days a week. Expanding services and resources for children, young adults, as well as services to support adults, seniors, and recently arrived asylum seekers. To effectively serve patrons, libraries need to expand digital and in-person collections of skills, space, and technical programs, and create accessible multi-use community spaces. So yeah, I'm a big on this, so we are keeping, everybody's trying to keep this.
Isn't the mayor, made a mandate to reduce the hours, or was that changed?
I think the mayor, I'm not quite sure, I had heard something like that, but I wasn't sure if it was the mayor. I'm not a big fan.
I didn't hear the question. What did you ask?
Oh, like, it was a mayor mandate to reduce the library hours, like
To reduce
citywide?
the hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
It
was.
sounds about right.
Every
going on
mayor-
after that, it's
Every
like-
mayor does that.
Right.
If I could just add something, Jose.
Please.
I suggest you keep both of these. One of them is on staffing and one of them is on hours. And they should just live there permanently.
No, for.
I know a little bit about libraries. As you know, my wife is a librarian and she works for the New York Public Library System. Worked, not now, so it's not happening. Libraries have evolved. This is not where you go and just pick up a book. Like, these are community centers. Really, in terms of their programming and like what they're expected to do. So the idea that they would ever have less hours is unjustifiable. Unfortunately, since, the dawn of time, it seems that every mayor, irrespective of what side of the aisle they're on, always starts off the budget process with taking money away from libraries is reprehensible. So yeah, I won't go on, just to encourage this committee and the board to always keep these on. Like, every community needs their libraries, and especially under-resourced or lesser-resourced communities. These things are packed all the time.
Mhm.
And they need, the last thing I'll say, they need resources for staff, including security, because they are community hubs. And what typically happens is they'll have a security officer, these people are not armed, and you're just like working in a train station. It's a billion people coming in and out all the time, and if things pop off, there's just some do that's, you know, getting paid minimum wage, that's being expected to, you know, provide security there, that's unfair to that person. And it's not a good service for the patrons that are there and the other people that are employed and working. So that, all that to say, that couldn't encourage you guys more strongly to keep these on.
I feel the same way, I'm sure most of you here do.
Yes.
That's why even in the Capitol one, like new jobs, because that would have been McDonald's. It was in my notes, I'm like, that's staying still, but then he's like, no, that's for the physical part. I was like, oh, okay. Because no matter what, I think, much funny, I lived in the library as a kid, like, that's the only, they couldn't afford to buy them. So like, that was the only way I got to really get the books that I wanted to get. And then at that time, you had to chase these books. Sometimes one didn't have it, you had to go to another, and you had to go through all those paper Rolodexes and try to, you know, mitigate all these stuff. Yeah, oh my God.
Can I just, well, I'll do it I'm doing an announcement.
Oh.
Not announcement, it's just, I don't know, is Nye on? Can she talk, because she emailed you some
Now?
information, yeah, some updates, so maybe that's a good,
She can't talk.
she can talk,
Yes,
so that's
she
what
can.
she can?
Yeah.
Okay,
She should
she
be hearing
emailed,
us.
huh?
She should be hearing us.
Cause she just emailed about 2 programs. Programming for small businesses.
Oh, I
Nye,
see.
can you hear us? Go ahead, Nye.
Her hand is raised.
And she emailed,
We can hear you now. Well,
We would like to hear
we
you.
would like to, I should say.
Yeah,
You're
can't,
muted,
she has to unmute
Ryan.
herself.
does she?
There
Now
you
she'll
go.
hear.
Oh, she went back.
You're muted again.
You're muted.
If you're talking, you're muted.
Okay, so
Hey,
she
guys, I'm
succeeds
still at the
recommend.
dentist, I'm sorry. So I would love to be able to put stuff in the chat because it's a little hard for me to speak.
Oh,
Do you want
okay.
us to do, would you
It's
like
fine.
for us to
We
read
can,
it?
I can read it
You
out.
can read it?
I can read
Okay.
it out.
Yeah, I can't,
This is-
my chat is disabled, otherwise I would love to put information in the chat.
We can't see the chat anyway.
Naya was trying to promote you, but it was coming back declined. I can try again so that you can put things in the chat.
If you could, I would appreciate it. Sorry, I'm still here at the doctor's office.
There you go.
So what Nye sent us was listening to this evening's meeting and wanted to recommend that we invite the staff. We, NYC and BE NYC programs to provide updates on the current programming for small businesses as we enter the holiday season. Also a reminder that the tree lighting is on November 7th. It comes through the 5th and Madison Avenue sections of our district.
And she also said, and the freelancers union.
And the freelancers. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we are very eager and happy to keep these last 2. If we have to rank them, which we do, the first one is about extending hours and programming, and the second one is very similar, but increasing expense funding for libraries and branches in every neighborhood to maintain existing levels of service while helping to rebuild a more equitable New York. So I think we're fine with just doing 1, 2 in the order they're in.
Yes.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And did you guys all get to see the revised, was everybody content with our newly revised narrative? It was sent, it was only sent an hour prior to our meeting.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
So you never got anything.
Oh,
Mom
nice.
stole mine.
I like that.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, she's told it. And now she's claiming that it's not that one. I was like, it's the CB11 on it.
Are you blaming your mom?
I'm
Because you
clarifying.
misplaced your
I'm
card?
clarifying.
She's recorded for you.
You know, I'm doing it on purpose, on the record.
Did you rank it while I was on site?
Yes, 1 and 2 in the order they're in.
Okay.
So the last thing we have to approve is our narrative, and we're doing amazing at 7:30, see? We still have, which, we had it under old business, we have to approve the, Christmas tree. It should have been there, but we're leaving 6. We'll do that on their new business or old business or some business.
November 7th.
No, that one's for 125th Street, that one's for the bid. The Christmas tree and the old business, new business would be the,
At the
tree
bank,
that we do on 106th Street.
by the bank.
By the bank.
Yeah.
It's something that the community board has very, for ever and ever.
Oh, is that like the community board? It's not.
Part of it, not all of it, they do, we give $1,000 toward it, which is one of the things that we'll do tonight. And so that we go to full board, because last year they were a little big and then we had to squeeze it through, but she did reach out.
The East Harlem Tree Lighting Committee, right?
There we go, what a brain. I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, no, they do a ribbon cutting, they do the whole thing, it's very like, it's very, very good. I missed it last year, but,
I saw it from my window. That's how I know.
You might as well.
It was good. We were there, dancing and shivering.
very fun. And,
I love the cabbage,
so,
the lettuce. Was it cabbage or lettuce? I forget.
So this is for,
It was
to
cabbage.
make a nomination.
It was
It's not,
great.
it is for this committee. Is it-
No.
Oh,
it's for the full board.
oh,
So we have an election, this year where we will be electing a chair, vice chair, president.
Mira, 8 o'clock.
And then different people, everyone actually is open to run, even though our new bylaws actually changed a little bit. But, so you can nominate anyone you choose for any one of those positions.
I see.
And then they choose to accept it or not.
Got it. Because it says in certain positions, whether it's more than one position.
No, let me do your nomination.
Yeah, well, in their
I
position,
was
here
just
you would put
thinking,
chair, vice
should I
chair.
Just get it out the way. Why don't you guys
Usually
get it out the way? Get it out the way.
But it's been over and over.
But then you would have to make.
It's been hovering over me.
Just get it out the way.
I have it on my desk. I look
Go ahead,
at it
Jason, do
every
it
day.
now. Get out the way.
The narrative is approved as well?
Was everybody happy with the narrative? That's what we were narrating about the narrative when Angel stormed out. So how does everybody feel about the narrative?
Oh,
Everybody's happy with it?
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
good? Okay,
it's good.
just for your FYI, we're gonna do a motion on it, but there may be slight changes. Sage is the dish reads, as we already discussed it with him and Kate, and it will be more like language based. English is my second language, so, yeah. So, okay, so we're gonna do a motion on that, so can I have a motion to support the new language
Motion to support the new language
for the narrative?
for the narrative.
I'll second the motion.
Rosa and then Marie, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Any present not voting, any, what's the last one? Abstentions. No, we're good, okay, we're all right through, see?
The holiday tree, their ask is 1,000, but this committee can only get 5, each committee gets 5.
Okay, so right, so we get. Yeah. No, but I thought that.
Jose put the balance in,
I always give them 5,
he's loaded.
so, but,
Maybe from his own pocket.
no, for my business, I always
It's
give
like,
it. But,
I'm gonna call you my business.
I used to be doing it, but I have daughters now, so I am poor and looking for.
Mira, I have
But,
a resolution by 8 o'clock.
And we have that.
Your mom, your daughter.
All right, so we did our motion, so are you sure, Angel, so are we giving 500 for you? I thought we were doing that motion was like a full board, like 1,000 comes from,
So,
I don't necessarily wanna give my 500.
well, that's up to you.
So did we still
So-
have our 500 for the year?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's your call, what you wanna do with your $500. They're asking for 500, we typically send this to this committee.
Right.
And then you vote on it. They're asking for $1,000.
They always-
This committee does not have $1,000.
We only
This
have
committee only has the 5, so if you wanted to do that, you can do just that.
Okay. Okay, because I thought typically what we did is we would send it to full board as the 1,000 request. That's what we've done.
This committee cannot make that request.
So they would, where would that go, executive?
You don't have that money. If executive wants to do another 5, then 5 and 5.
Do we still have that money in this?
You gonna let me finish answering your first question before you ask the second?
No, I'd like, I'd like you to be on point, all right?
Just give him
You're gonna-
500.
You're gonna confuse them.
I just wanna know if we have the 500 to give.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Who do you wanna ask?
I'm asking you.
I just told you,
All right,
We
good.
said we have 500.
When does the money go, when do you lose it?
June 30th, okay.
Okay, so then we're good. Let's do, can I have a motion to support the East Harlem tree with $500 from
That's for
Tom?
the Christmas tree.
Motion to
I'll
support.
do it this year, but next year will be different.
Okay.
East Harlem lime tree.
Okay, so we'll do Rosa first.
The tree brings joy.
Yes. Second?
I second.
Marcel.
I second.
Okay, so now we're gonna do everyone in favor this year or just next?
One year at a time.
I just feel like the other things that should be.
President not voting?
Whatever.
Abstentions? No. It passes unanimously, thank you. Well, you know, everyone has that, and again, I've had this discussion with Marie. You know, that has been that tree in particular has been our long-standing, right, from this community board. Now, it doesn't mean that there was at one time something that we were trying to do, Friends of East Harlem, where in that particular place, remember that, Angel?
Friends of Community.
That's when we first started. We started kind of together. But it was supposed to be where there you could do some fundraising, and then from that fundraising, then we can allocate to other things as well. Because, I mean, it may sound like we're like rolling in money, but no, the community board has a very, very tight budget, and this one request is one that's very like in there already. It's historically been there. But if we wanted to expand and do more, there's always the ability to like revitalize that, do some fundraising, and obviously that would take up from all of us, because we would be going to different places and.
We can do that.
We may, yeah, we can do
I
that.
just feel like we always giving the same people the money. That's just.
How was the
I think it should
process
be
for
open.
that particular
What process for that?
fundraising through?
So I've been here a while, I have not touched that Friends of thing at all.
I know.
Because there isn't a process that was ever made clear to me, I didn't want to step in that. It's a body that would be, it's a body that was created, under the previous district manager, like you said, to fundraise for different things. That person left and there's no clear process that's been to my satisfaction, so I haven't touched it. If I can say in my opinion, I think you have to get clearance, each community board has to have clearance from the comptroller's office as to whether that's truly allowable, then figure out how it is that's gonna fundraise, if it is allowable, who is gonna fundraise from, and then what it's gonna do with those resources. So to the $500 for the committees, this is a decision that's been carried on, to the last three chairs. 3 chairs ago, that chair decided that it wanted to set aside $500 for each committee to support its events and activities. And the thing that this committee has done year and again has been to donate the funds to the East Harlem Holiday Tree.
But we're not doing that next year.
So this is the thing. The committees, it's up to the committees to do what they want with the funds, so long as it's allowable per the comptroller's office, right? Like you have to meet certain criteria. This board has to decide, because of a lack of direction or instruction, it's been left somewhat open. So members are misunderstanding what the funds are supposed to be for and what funds that are allocated to the board is supposed to be for. So just giving it to anybody willy-nilly is problematic, right? That doesn't mean that this committee or this board is required to donate to the East Harlem Holiday Tree. That's something that this board has chosen to do, like you said, year and again, for its own reasons, right? I won't get into why you guys decide to do that. But if it's this committee or another committee donating money or using money to support an event that they're doing, typically it's like outreach events and that kind of thing, then the committees can figure that out. But if it's like donating to bodies, like we've gotten requests in the past that are absurd from organizations that are funded triple what we're funded at. Like the community board budget is $300,000, right? And 90% of that is staff. And we've gotten requests from organizations that have, $1 million budget asking us to give them $500. It's kind of absurd. So something for you guys to consider as it's being raised about, what could possibly happen in the future with the funds from the committee. If the committee doesn't want to in the future decide to the holiday tree, then the board can figure out how else it wants to contribute, like, another committee or through the executive committee or whatever, it's up to them. Like I said, there isn't a script for how the funds are supposed to be used that are set aside for the committees. The idea though, the overarching idea, was always to support outreach efforts by the committee. So if you were putting on an event, then you just $100 to provide food for it or whatever, like we've done with legal aid when we've had the different sessions and stuff, that kind of thing. I hope that helps.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Yes.
I like the Christmas tree, but I feel like we should give opportunity to other things or other things to happen in the community. There's a lot of other things we can do. I mean, it's not a lot, 500 is not a lot, but I feel like it's always the Christmas tree that we give to.
I mean, honestly, we'll probably always give to the Christmas tree. I'm trying to make a different venue in order to give to other things. But again, a lot of this will depend on our votes. Like everyone's allowed to vote how they want. So, but it'll be kind of hard to switch.
But how many committees we have and they don't ask the other committees?
If I could say one, it's a cultural event. That's why it gets voted.
That's why.
If I could say one thing, I would again urge this board and its members to understand that the funding for the board is not for donations.
Correct.
Right, this is the one exception that the board has done traditionally. And I'm not in the place when I was hired here, after it has been being done for years, to be like, you're not giving to the tree, I would have got killed. So I'm just.
That's the way I understood it as well.
I just kind of stay out of the way. But the other stuff has always been,
So since
buying
I'm sorry, so wait a
or buying
minute.
paper,
So
or
that,
buying paper, or whatever it is, hiring a disc jockey for an event or something.
so that money's supposed to be for an outreach event that we have to put together, right?
Mhm.
It's there for that.
Or that
It's
you're
not to
partnering on.
donate it to okay.
Yeah.
We just decided we're gonna donate it every year to the tree.
That was always happening, that decision precedes me, predates me.
But we can change that,
We can.
right?
Interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
If there is an
someone's at the
event that
door.
we're gonna do, for
Yeah.
instance,
What is
let's say
I
we
don't
do
know.
a job
Yes,
fair or
that's
something.
awesome.
But now we give it away, so now we ain't doing no job fair, we doing
Well,
nothing.
we didn't have a job fair to do.
But
That's not planned.
I'm just saying, we can't, now, since it's gone now, we don't, in October, we have a whole year and we could have done something besides the Christmas
That
lighting.
means we always have next year to do something. And I would be very.
We could have done
enthused to
we
do,
could have done a job fair, we could have done
We
something
did do a
more,
job fair.
you
Well, any
know.
of like the small business, like workshops and things, like we could have food and feed.
Yeah, exactly, the workshops.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
So it's not.
Thank you, Chair. So I think this gives us the opportunity, right, to plan ahead and strategize for next year. What else can we do together, right?
Sure.
Because, yes, I love that, I go every year, right? So I don't know how many years, but maybe next year, some other type of event that we plan and we bring them so they can also, advertise, hey, we're gonna do the East Harlem tree lighting, how, all these other businesses that we have in the community that they can also donate to them directly on.
Exactly.
Right, so we're not in the middle.
Right.
We just connecting them with different businesses that can, allocate funds to them directly. And they are partnering with them in other businesses to like make it
Like
bigger.
when
We have a lot of
I
opportunities.
used to be chair of public safety, we started our yearly public safety,
Town hall.
and Michelle's still doing it, she's doing it this year again, and it's going, and she uses that funding toward that. Sometimes it could be as simple as like, food, you gotta go through a city vendor and all the other things, 'cause there are rules to this, just so you understand. This isn't just like, I can give, like, for instance, like, one of my best friends, but I can't get them passes, because if I get food, it has to be a city vendor. So like Angel tells me the rules, and so we used to get from Lexington to Pizza, they closed down, so now we got no idea. Now I gotta bother them to do it, but them will probably, to avoid that process, probably just give me the pizzas for free.
But aren't you-
in general, I'm just talking about
A
this.
city vendor, what do
Just
you
so we
mean
understand, like,
by a city
there
vendor?
are like,
Approved.
in order to, we have to have an approved city vendors, like, it's not just like, I wanna be clear where you just can't like give this to anyone that you choose, it has to be
So you're
Very
saying we can't
structured.
give the money, let's say, we decide we're gonna make an event, we're gonna have
No,
food.
that's our event,
We can-
that's fine. But the food that we get there can't just go to any restaurant. I believe that was corrected to me, is that
Yeah,
correct?
so the board doesn't have a credit card and I don't have cash.
And expensive.
So in order for us to pay to pay a vendor, they have to be registered with the city and in that portal, so then I can enter the portal and make the payment.
And then they
Two passports, is that right?
It's, for me, it's FMS, the vendor's passport.
So just so we're aware, but we can then work this out where we get more of our businesses installed in Passport and everything else.
But that makes sense, what she said about if we get the businesses in, whatever, an event, whatever we do, then we can get them to donate to other things, more money.
If we are like that, the
Can I
biggest
just say one
event.
more thing, and it makes this
Just on the
committee more
website.
fun, where we can work together to put something together
No, absolutely.
for the businesses.
So just so we're aware.
Instead of giving it out, here you go.
We're all
For the
for
Christmas
it,
trees.
you know.
Christmas Day, whatever
Give
that is.
us time to strategize in the meantime.
We have a few months. Alright, so now we did the tree, and do we have any other announcements? Emery, I thought you had an announcement?
No, it was one nice,
Oh,
something else.
does anyone else have an
Are you
announcement?
being
We were
the
also
Grinch
visited
this
by,
year?
Well, I don't know if,
Are you being the Grinch this year?
yeah.
we don't have
Can I
we
make
don't have
event-
minutes from
event,
last meeting. We didn't have a
announcement? Can I make event
There's
announcement?
no quorum. Sorry.
I'm sorry, can I make some announcements on
Announcements,
events that are happening?
There's an announcement.
Okay, so for the month of October, breast cancer awareness, Borinquen Neighborhood Health Center will be on this Friday, the 17th, and the 24th, outside, providing information, giveaways, and the mammo van is gonna be out there too, providing the mammos and if, you know, for our patients, but we'll have a few slots open for the community. This October 17th and the 24th, and then the 31st, we're gonna have our trick or treat, Halloween open streets, where we have our, some resources, and we have our own haunted house that we put together. So that's from 3 to 7.
Thank you.
Any other announcements? It could be anything, right? Just, no? See? Okay then. So now we will do roll call and we will,
Jose Altamirano,
present.
Marcel Mondima,
Present.
Rosa Diaz,
Present.
Samantha Pereiro,
Present.
Karen Pierce is absent, Benny Torres is excused, Anne Marie Vasquez,
Present.
Nye Whitaker is online, Agatha White,
Present.
and Jason Wu.
Present.
Yeah, four.
Thank you everyone. See, it's pretty painless.
Yes, yes. And make it
We got a lot of work done, we have